The Small Business Administration offers a helping hand to the Lena community, who continues to pick up the pieces of damage left by a powerful EF-2 tornado. WIFR's Bria Walters talks to the organization and community members about how the help makes a difference.
It's just been a very overwhelming amount of love.
Tarp-covered roofs sparsely spaced out across Lena, the aftermath of April 17th's tornado. Resident Jill Franzen works to figure out how to pay for damages to her home.
We had windows that were broken, but insurance is only giving us money for glass and repainting. But obviously the window needs to be replaced, so there's that gap.
On top of that, Franzen owns Sweet Stitches Market. Her brick and mortar had only minor damage, but her trailer is considered totaled.
That got shaken loose from the chalks that I have in there, and it rolled into a telephone pole.
Families with stories like Franzen's are why the Small Business Administration set up shop at the American Legion, according to Jim Acruso. Many people in the area don't know what's available for them, especially with disaster loans.
Business owner can get up to $2 million in physical damage repair assistance. A homeowner can get $500,000 for the business, for the structure itself.
Acruso's team knocks on doors and visits businesses to see what help the community needs.
They are loans from the U.S. Treasury, so it's their tax dollars being repurposed to help folks.
Franzen applied for assistance for her business and home, and she hopes others take advantage of the resource.
The people down there at the Legion have been wonderful. They were really nice and helpful.
In Lena, Bria Walters, WIFR News.
The Small Business Administration is at Lena's American Legion Hall. It will be there weekdays 9 to 6 until June 2nd. Homeowners, business owners, and renters are invited to apply for the disaster loans during those hours.